doesn't get his due as far as an individual. Fred is another very important figure who maybe even now doesn't get his due as far as individually his artistic talents, or even people talk about him in that way. They sort of remember him more after he crossed over to television and Yo and MTV. But I mean, Fred was really the guy that did the soup cans. Fred did the soup cans on the subway trains back then, and he was the one that was clever enough to make that association between what we were doing and what the art world was doing. And he was the one that really instrumented us coming above ground, hooking up at the Mud, the Grill, Roxy, his knowledge of the scene from uptown, his blackness, just being who he was, and being able to also be an MC, rapper. I mean, he was a sort of a jack of all trades kind of guy back then, and someone who I had enormous respect for, because really he was my mentor in a sense of how, like we say now, yo, put me on, tell me what's up, and he definitely did that, so I don't get to hang with Fred enough, and maybe I didn't big him up enough, but I think Fred is a certainly important guy for me, because in that beginning period of PS1 and when we were in the art scene, we shared a studio, and it's the making of Wild Style, Fred Brathwaite, Charlie Ahern, the whole scene, Henry Martha, Star Wars, Subway Arts, Breakdown Art, all of the historical legacies that, all of those people who were so influential in making it part of history, because it would have been up to me, I would have had no photos of anything, very few memories, and it wouldn't have had that sort of mindset like those guys did. I mean, I think Fred made the crossover really possible, more than any other one person, and then, you look, like I say, at the diversity of what he did. So, my own personal legacy, where I'm at right now in the year 2002, and we're talking about 20 years ago now, I think it's amazing. Good drug stories aside.
So, you're the one responsible for you getting fired.
I know you.
For the Daily News, partially.
Well, I got Madonna kicked out of her apartment also in East Village. You heard that one, right?
Yeah.
Tell us that one.
Oh, come on.
I heard the story about you and Madonna at the Roxy.
No way. Under the bleachers? You heard that story? That's not true, Steve. But that's absolutely not true. But I did get her kicked out of her apartment, I think, because when the rage was on, and people were kind of like, hey, can you paint my space?
At the moment, I'm actually painting a lot, which is quite new, really, and working with ceramic sculpture.
And